To begin our rainbow fish, we need to start with a large circle or oval shape in the middle of our paper. When you choose which side of the oval is going to be the back of our fish, we're going to reach out towards the edge of our paper with two diagonal lines and use a wavy, free line to connect them. This will be the rainbow fish's tail. At the top of our fish, we need to come up towards the top of the paper with a curved line and back down to the top of our fish for the top fin. Underneath our rainbow fish, we need to do the same thing but a little bit smaller for a bottom fin. Next, we're going to use a wavy line inside of the fish's body to show where the scales are versus where the face is. We want to add on an eyeball for the face since we only see one side of the body, and then you can add any type of fish mouth you know how to draw. I'm going to keep it simple and just do a smile. This next step is optional, but if you want to add in some detail and texture into your rainbow fish fins, you can add them in using long and short lines to show them flowing throughout the water. The main portion of our rainbow fish is going to be creating texture by creating scales. We're going to use rainbow arches that go from the top of the body to the bottom of the body in rows. Remember not to make your fish scales too tiny so that we can really fit in a lot of rainbow color and see all the beautiful color you add. You can choose any color you would like for the face, the top fin, the bottom fin, and the tail of your rainbow fish. I'm choosing to use a blue, but you can use any color that you want for these parts of your fish's body. If those texture lines in the fins, the top fin, and the tail got covered up by your coloring, feel free to choose any color you want and go on top of it to accentuate those texture lines. Remember, we're making rainbow fish, which means we have to make sure to include all of the rainbow colors and the colors in our color wheel inside of the rainbow fish scales. There are many ways to do this. If you wanted to go scale by scale in rainbow order, you can. However, I find it much easier to manage by creating rows of rainbow color. So you'll see me in the video create an entire row of red scales and keep moving on to different rainbow colors as I get toward the back of the rainbow fish. Ultimately, you get to decide how you want to organize the rainbow color inside of your rainbow fish. Just remember to double check for white spaces and include all of the rainbow colors we've learned this year. Let's move on to the background. Rainbow fish live in the ocean, or a pond, or a lake, but they live in water, and you want to make sure that you create a water-based environment around rainbow fish. I'm going to include some bubbles near his face as though he's breathing underwater, and you can create bubbles by creating circles with tiny little balloon glares in them. Without the strings, like balloons, they'll start looking like bubbles. Next, I'm going to create the ocean floor, and I'm going to use a wavy line to go from one side of the paper to the other. Inside of the floor, I'm going to create little tiny pebbles and maybe even some sandy details like shells to really set the environment and scene. To fill in the space around rainbow fish, I'm going to use some tall, wavy, wiggly lines that don't match to create some flowy seaweed. As long as these two lines both reach up and both come back down to the ocean, there is no wrong way to create your seaweed leaves. You can create them at all different heights to add some visual interest around rainbow fish. And if you want to, after the seaweed, you can even add in some wavy lines to mimic the currents in the ocean. You can use any type of green or color green to add in color to your seaweed leaves. You do not have to make all of them match. You can make them all a little bit different like they would be in the real ocean. You can add in any color you'd like to create your bubbles and make them stand out. I always keep the inside of them white or light blue and then use darker colors around the edge to really make them pop. You can use these same colors that you used for your bubbles on your current waves, your wavy lines that show the ocean waves around rainbow fish. This is also going to help make it look like he's really swimming. You can use any light blue to fill in the water around rainbow fish. Remember, we want to choose a light blue because we don't want to cover up all those beautiful rainbow scales we just finished adding. For our ocean floor, you can choose any type of brown or peach sand color to add in the color for the sand. I'm using two colors, peach and a dark tan, to really make it look like the ocean floor is wet or darker than usual. Don't forget, you can add color to all of the detail pebbles and shells you drew as well. Double check your rainbow fish artwork for white spaces to make sure that you've packed as much color as possible into your artwork.